Why did VGK fail to negotiate with Jonathan Marchessault before the start of this season? We'll delve into this when we return right here on today's edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Imagine using a word that you never use, like delve. I don't know where that came from. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. You could find us wherever you get your podcast. We'll delve into all those issues today. And please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. So, Chris, David Shen from the Review Journal interviewed Jonathan Marchessault yesterday, and Marchessault, the team's top free agent, said that he has had no conversations, none, with the Vegas Golden Knights. He said that the team said that they're interested in him and they're trying to keep Marchessault, but again, there's been no discussions as far as he says in the media. A few things here just, kind of popped up. And then at the start of the season, why no negotiations with Marchessault? That's one of my questions. And the other is, I thought that there had been discussions in the past.
Yeah, I mean, Pat Brisson mentioned there was a handful of discussions, I think was the terminology that he used. That was back in March, an article that came out, and nothing major came to fruition there. So why was there not an extension before the season? So this is a spot where I think everyone just needs to relax a tiny bit. Everyone right now is reacting to Jonathan Marchessault scoring 43 goals or 42 goals, whatever it was last season. No one expected that coming. And starting with Jonathan Marchessault, starting with the Golden Knights. So there's no way 1 year ago today, basically, anyone could have seen 42 goals coming. The reason that I don't think a contract was negotiated, pretty simple. His name is Riley Smith. Riley Smith, you look at the situation last season, right? Big part of the team since its inception. He did great in the Stanley Cup final. Okay, here's Ivan Barbashev, 6 years younger, I believe, at the time. Just entering his prime, Riley Smith is on the downside of his career. Riley Smith goes to Pittsburgh, plays 76 games, puts up 40 points. His lowest point per game output going back to his times with the Golden Knights. Just looking at some of his points with the Golden Knights, 60, 53, 54, 25 points, but that was the bubble shortened year, so that adjusted that to close to a 50-point season. 38 points in 56 games after that, then 56 points in the 22-23 season. Players regress. It's pretty simple. Jonathan Marchessault might have wanted $6.5 million last offseason, and the Golden Knights were probably like, it's probably not the right number. Let's see how the season plays out. And then, oops, he scored 42 goals.
Yeah. Is this something, I know that McCrimmon, this had to get some eyebrows raised there at HQ for the VGK, because McCrimmon said, we're not going to talk about this through the media, and now, is this something that is going to play out in the media as Marchessault, even though what he said was nothing, that would be hell-raising, even though he just kind of made some comments about the lack of communication, but we know how VGK rolls, if you will, and I don't think that they're going to take exception. They're not going to like that he came out in the media and started talking about negotiations or lack thereof.
Marchessault is, for lack of a better term, the face of the franchise right now, and he's been that way for a long time. Marchessault can do what he wants. He can say what he wants, and no one should be raising their eyebrows when Marchessault makes. He's not out there saying, look at what I did last year. How come I don't? He's not, like you said, I think the term was hell-raising, I think you said. He definitely was not doing anything like that, but he's being honest. I mean, if there's one thing about Marchessault, he's going to give it to you honest, and he's going to wear his emotions on his sleeve, but he doesn't do it in a sense where it gets the best of him as far as in post-game media scrums and pre-game locker interviews, all that stuff. Marchessault is very cool, calm, and collective in all aspects of the hockey game, from on the ice to off the ice. He's very emotional, but you don't see his emotions getting the best of him. So Marchessault making a comment, he's like, "Yeah, phone didn't ring yet. I didn't get a contract offer." Like, he's not exactly using the media to get messaging out there. I don't think him and Pat Bersani had a conversation and said, "Hey, when you go to the World Series of Poker and have a quit, and someone asks you about it, here's what I want." I don't think that's how it went at all. Now, same sentence. It is starting to play out in the media. These are comments made to the media. So this is when a snowball effect could happen. And then the media causes the fans to align on one side, so to speak. In this case, of course, everyone is aligning behind Jonathan Marchessault, and the Extend Jonathan Marchessault train extends all the way from T-Mobile Arena to, all the way past the stratosphere and around and back again. So it's starting to play out in the media. I don't think you're going to see McCrimmon or McPhee in front of a microphone until basically the NHL draft. So I don't think you're going to hear much from them, but the media is now involved a little more. And the last time I really feel the media was involved in potential player issues was when Kelly McCrimmon came out and said during the injury season 5 year that the team is not going to pursue a trade for Marc-Andre Fleury just, months after they traded him away to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, I made a mistake there by saying eyebrow raising, because we know one of those folks there, his eyebrows don't move. So I apologize. Marchessault said himself in the RJ story, he said they want to be good every year, so they're probably looking at other options and probably checking what's out there, and we'll see where it brings us. I thought that was pretty strong and a pretty interesting statement. Yes, you do want to improve, but again, I think that at the start of the season, I think it was more about VGK saying, let's see what type of season Marchessault has before we have any discussions. And I don't think that they expected this out of him.
Marchessault expected this to happen, not his goal output. He expected the situation. So it was about the middle of June, maybe late June, when Marchessault went back to Montreal. I think it was his day with the cup and everything. And he was asked by, I forgot the name of the media company offhand. Sorry, I can't cite that. I did write an article about it as well. And he was asked about the situation. And Marchessault said, well, the team likes to take their time with that. And then he went the route of, well, I don't know how much longer I'll be a Golden Knight. All the stuff that players say, just kind of the humbling side and mentioning, well, we'll see what happens. And, so Marchessault had a feeling that this could happen. He understands the gravity of being in professional sports and the fact that how well things went. It doesn't mean he's going to get to stay in his home. Doesn't mean he's going to get to stay in the city that he loves. And that's just what the reality is. And there's going to be a lot of realities, I think, this offseason as far as player personnel and stuff like that. And we'll see what kind of season the Golden Knights have next year, whether it's with or without Jonathan Marchessault. And, if Jonathan Marchessault was 30 years old, this is so much easier, right? If he's 28 years old, this is so much easier. They dump an $8-9 million bag on him and call it good, for 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the term needs to be. But there's going to be regression at some points. There is going to be regression. We're going to talk in the next segment about VGK's track record of letting free agents walk. And I think the most important thing, and this is something that Chris Kondos always tells me, but I think the most important thing is when you're looking at free agent situations and players that are aging, you would rather be 1 year ahead versus 1 year behind when that player starts to regress. I think Jonathan Marchessault wants to be paid, and of course, Pat Brisson, they want to pay. They want Marchessault's next contract to reflect the 42 goals he got last year and all of what he's done for the Golden Knights in the past. When the reality is the Golden Knights and whoever signs the Jonathan Marchessault, if it's not the Golden Knights, they're going to want to pay Marchessault for the 32, 33-year-old player that he is and the player he's going to become as this contract ages.
Yeah, when Marchessault Lake City plays there, of course, then he's
first captain of the Utah Fury Aces. What are they?
Whatever they are.
Name? Hockey Club, Yetis. Yeah,
the Yetis. Yeah, and yesterday we went through those
furry Yetis.
We went through those AFP projections, which said $6.25 million times 3 years.
Slam the over. Slam the over.
This has to be better than that. Yeah, that was not good. Coming up next, VGK has a good track record of letting free agents walk. We'll delve into that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. It is winner take all time in the NBA and the National Hockey League, and FanDuel is giving you a shot to bring home a big win of your own. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 on betting on spreads, on money lines, player props, and much, much more. And you can visit FanDuel.com today/lockedon and make every playoff shot count. FanDuel, it's America's #1 sportsbook. Back on this edition of Locked On New York Rangers, Golden Knights, I meant. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Thank you so much for doing so. We'll talk NHL playoffs later, and I'm still kind of disappointed from last night. Third consecutive overtime game in that series. It's bananas.
Love it.
Yeah, not if you're a fan. That's not good.
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. And so, of course, Fridays, WTF. Saturdays, we have the Chris and Chris Jr. show, the YouTube exclusive, so please tune in there. VGK, do they have a track record of free agents leaving and going to another place, somewhere else, and being successful? I mean, I know that Nolan Patrick was going to make a comeback. I know that I heard that, I think, on state-run media. David Perron, is he a candidate? James Neal?
Perron is
not James Neal.
Well,
David Perron.
So I mean, we'll talk about both of them really fast. So Dave Perron, I think, was someone that would have been nice if the Golden Knights would have found a way to retain him after the first year. But the reality is that whole second line, I think, needed a retooling, which is why Dave Perron did not come back after season number 1. Stats were good, and he's still putting numbers up. Like, I mean, the Golden Knights, 70 points, 70 games, 66 points with the Golden Knights. That was actually his highest output of his entire career, now that I look at that. And then in the seasons that he left, he did 4 seasons with the Blues, 46, 60, 58, 57 points. Last 2 seasons with the Wings, 56 and 47 points. 36-year-old still doing really, really well right there. So we'll see how long that lasts. So it would have been nice for the Golden Knights to hold on to a player like Dave Perron. But at the end of the day, I don't think that was a big difference maker as far as season number 2. So the first player to talk about, Golden Knights season 1, James Neal. Remember James Neal? I mean, he was probably...
I said his name.
Huh?
I said his name.
You did say his name, and okay, so I'm going to talk about him more now.
I remember him. Oh, okay. You're right.
Fair enough. 44 points. 44 points. He was scoring all the early goals for the Golden Knights. He was that veteran leader. And then there was a big thing about his next contract, and supposedly he only took $500,000 more per season to sign with the Calgary Flames. 28 points with the Flames, and then he goes to the Oilers for 2 seasons. 12 points, 11 points. Tries to catch on with the Blues and winds up finishing up his career in the AHL with the Springfield Thunderbirds. No blood loss there. Really quick, looking at the 2018-2019 roster. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, that was one I think everyone would have liked to have seen, but that doesn't move the needle, right? As far as other free agents that year, Ryan Carpenter, Nosek would have been nice to keep around, but again, not a big difference maker. Looking at the 1920 season, Nick Cousins, that would have been fun, but again, not a big deal. John Merrill, same thing, fun, not a big deal. 21-22 season, Janmark, Kolesar, and Nick Waugh, but they all get extended when Marc-Andre Fleury got moved. And then last season, there wasn't any free agents that got away. Riley Smith got traded, but there weren't any UFAs that got away. So point being is, if the Golden Knights just simply let Marchessault walk, don't even extend him, don't even offer him an extension, just let him walk. Kelly McCrimmon has a good credit rating, if you will, when it comes to this situation and knowing the right time. Now, Marchessault might walk and have a great first season somewhere else. Will he do like Dave Perron is doing and keep putting up numbers until he's 36, 7 years old? I don't know. He could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
So
pretty
we
interesting.
will see.
No, that's definitely interesting. And to me, what do you think? Who do you feel is the best, like leaving this organization? Who has fared the best after they left this organization as a free agent?
I mean, that's
Would
the
you say
thing. Like, you look
Perron?
at
There's not a ton of them, right?
no, you look at this list of names. I mean, Perron is still going. That's fine. Eric Holla, but I think Eric Holla was a trade. I don't think Eric Holla was a contract situation. I could be wrong on that, but either way, Holla's been fine. But it's not like you go through this list. Like, I'll just rattle names really quick: Colin Miller, Dave Perron, James Neal, Ryan Reeves. Okay, Lucas Spiza. I mean, okay, that's season 1. Season 2, Carpenter again as a free agent. Malcolm Subban, Brandon Peary, 3-on-3 stud, by the way. He's doing great in that league. Bellemare is one who would have been nice, but again, okay, fine. Doesn't move the needle necessarily. John Merrill, okay, moving on from there. Looking at the 21-22 season, they extended all those players. 22-23 is a Stanley Cup year. So again, there's not one player that I look at and I say, Golden Knights let that guy get away. From, again, we're talking free agency. We're not talking about trades. Trades is not much different either, besides really Nick Suzuki. So yeah, I mean, I know everyone wants to dump on McCrimmon, and I think my text to you, Tony, about the first segment was we're both going to tee off on McCrimmon right now. But I think once you kind of take a second and look at the Marchessault, look at the entire, you don't just look at, a couple of us statements from that article. You look at the entire situation. I don't think McCrimmon's looking that bad right now. I don't. And we'll see. I mean, if Marchessault winds up getting a deal for $6.25 million times 3 somewhere else, then I think maybe the boat was missed a little bit, and we'll see. But if it winds up being $8-9 million AAV for 2, 3, 4 seasons, Marchessault, we appreciate you, but what's the word? Oh, good luck on your future endeavors.
Future endeavors, yeah. And the one thing that stands out to me is if Marchessault, does move on, what this fan base will be like. I know VGK, they've done a good job of playing their cards. Last year, just about the same time, they signed Barbashev. Oh, yeah, we're shipping away. Oh, Riley Smith news came out earlier in the day, and then Barbashev, and everything was calm and cool, right? Here, quiet. And so Marchessault, all right, see you later. Bye. And then they sign somebody else who is a bigger free agent. I think that's the way they'll play it. And they'll do it at the news dump for sure.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, there's always the game within the game when it comes to stuff like this happening, and there will be some verbal warfare that happens. There's one thing that I can promise you I know very well about the Golden Knights. It's the fact that they do care about what people like me and Tony say, and what Ken from Sinbin says, and what Jesse from The Athletic says. Like they're very concerned about the way things look and the way the team looks through the media. I can promise you that. So
wait. You included us in the media?
Fair enough. Journalism, not so entertaining journalists, podcasters, my bad. But point being is they do care about this stuff, and there will be, to Tony's credit, some way, shape, or form to sweep it under the rug, whether all of a sudden a feel-good PR story comes out just hours afterwards or whatever it may have you. There will definitely be something if, Marchessault is being introduced in Montreal or Detroit or Utah or, wherever else it could end up being. God, could you imagine if just for whatever reason, like the LA Kings or Anaheim Ducks or Edmonton Oilers or someone within the division were to nab them up? That'd be so amazing. That'd be so awesome.
Coming up next, a look at the NHL playoffs. We'll talk about that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Gall from Las Vegas. There's no read there. So why is he ISOing on me?
FanDuel, we need $5 for that. That was extra.
We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Thank you so much. Of course, especially our everydayers. And please make sure that you leave your comments on Friday in this short week, just a
I need
couple
to
of days
shave.
away.
Shave.
I did. I made an attempt a couple of days ago. I
I got
had
to
some
coach a hockey
divots.
game tonight, so I'll shave tonight for the team.
I had some divots, man. Bad. Of
Divots?
course,
Golfing?
make sure divots. Like I chopped up my face.
Oh, we gotta go golf. When are we going golfing?
Oh
We need to
boy,
golf and have
that
someone
would
like
need
film while we're golfing. We can
it
talk
needs to
some
be
hockey
filmed.
and
Yeah,
hack up the par 3 course down on Las Vegas Boulevard. That'd be fun.
we got to do that. Maybe we'll have a tournament someday with all of our friends out there.
It's
All two
literally
of them.
$20 a round for locals. I bet we can actually get a big group out there.
All two of them. All two of our fans.
I bet we got a group out there. How about we can put together like a 20-some? They don't care if everyone goes on at the same hole, like at the same time.
We definitely appreciate the news of Jonathan Marchessault carrying us through the summer here, getting into our very own dog days, because today we were going to be grading the ECHL team there, but player by player.
I was pretty cool.
Okay.
I was watching WWE Raw the other night, and they were actually where the Savannah Ghost Pirates play. So they were doing like all their promos and stuff from the Ghost Pirates locker room. You actually saw one spot where they had the Vegas Golden Knights logo next to the Ghost Pirates logo while Rey Mysterio was out there
I
talking.
was wondering what that was all about. I saw that.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, they were down in Savannah.
Yeah,
the bananas were down there. It was a party down there.
So what is this about Sexy Red getting involved in wrestling?
That's I forgot the person's name. She's from another. She's not from AEW. She's from one of the other ones, Impact, maybe TNA. I'm not sure what it is. I'm still learning about all this, but someone who's going to be joining the NXT side and working their way up to the WWE. So basically, you have like the NXT, which is like the AHL, and then the WWE, which is the like the NHL and everything. And then so
this is far more entertaining than grading each ECHL player.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to talk about Joe Fleming and all for a little bit, but this is a little more fun.
Okay, NHL playoffs.
That's your guy, Joe Fleming. You like that guy?
I do like that guy a lot. Last night, Rangers fall. We knew this series was going to be gritty. It is. Is it a good game? I hope I have any nerves left at the end.
That Adam Fox assist to Lafreniere. Oh my goodness.
Stupid,
360. Right? And then I didn't even catch it in real time that Lafreniere hit that puck out of the air.
Yeah.
He deflected out of midair off the backside of Bobrovsky. And God, that was so fun. That was so fun.
Rangers were very tired there in the overtime period.
Both teams were tired. It was good hockey. It was fun.
What about Kreider taking away Kachuk's mouthpiece and throwing it?
Oh, that was so cool. That was so. I always think about like the sports memorabilia and hockey cards and stuff. And inside a lot of hockey cards, they have game used memorabilia. It's usually a jersey or a piece of the glove or something. Now we're going to have game used Keith Matt Kachuk mouth guard floating around out there. It'd be really cool. I wonder what that's worth if that goes on eBay. Like if they can authenticate it and trace it
I
back.
see an article coming for the Hockey News.
That could be. It could be. It could be.
I
need some. Wayne Gretzky has a Andy Warhol print from 1983 going up. I wrote about that the other day. That's pretty cool. Expected to get about $30,000. That's going up tomorrow. The article's up now. The auction happens tomorrow in Canada.
All right. The Panthers. We always talk about Dallas after two periods and how strong they are. How about the Panthers leading after two, 65-0-4? There's some really good teams there in the NHL, good defensive teams. And, the Rangers last night, the last 40 minutes of regulation, the high danger chances for Florida were 14-2. I saw the push coming. I didn't feel very confident about the Rangers pulling out this one in overtime. And now we head back to New York, tied up at 2.
Was that a penalty kill where they scored? I didn't even see that.
It was right after.
It was right out. Okay, I got you.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Which goal?
The overtime game winner.
That was on the power play.
That was a power play. Okay, I didn't see. Was it a bad penalty like a bad call or?
No, it could have been a penalty shot.
It was a breakaway situation. Okay.
It was the breakaway. And Reinhardt got that.
I literally was coming right downstairs and I saw Florida celebrating. I was so pissed off I missed it.
Yeah, Blake Wheeler, who's been out since February the 16th on the penalty, he returned for his first game last night. They played some LTIR shenanigans in New York too. I would imagine that's not the case here It was his first game back, and he shouldn't have been out there at that point. But also, Mika Zibanejad there with the brutal turnover in OT. He's had a really bad run here in this series, and none of the superstars have scored for the Rangers.
Wheeler was on a pitch count. You can definitely tell by his minutes yesterday.
Yeah. And why is he out there at that juncture? Who knows?
I just realized you weren't a Rangers head. You weren't at the whole show.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
I even called it Locked On New York.
I heard that part. I mean, I didn't look above your glasses though, to be honest with you, until right now.
It's cold. I like this one.
That's cool.
Okay.
Old school.
Yeah, it is old school. And then, of course, tonight the series resuming. Dallas very strong on the road at Edmonton, and this is another series. Will we be deadlocked at 2 apiece? Dallas just seems to rise in these occasions, this playoff season.
Roope Hintz. I mean, I'll keep going back to this. Roope Hintz in that Dallas Stars lineup is going to make them really difficult to be beaten. He's that good, and he's maybe William Karlsson with a couple more cups of coffee as far as
who?
Exactly. He's William Karlsson with a couple more cups of coffee because he's a little bit of a better scorer, but still a really good two-way player. And with Roope Hintz in the lineup, the Dallas Stars, no, I don't know. I mean, I keep thinking I know something about the playoffs and having a read on what's happening. I don't have a friggin' clue.
No.
And that's what's fun. That's what makes this so much fun. You don't know what's going to happen. Every game, I mean, the Rangers could have been up 3-1 just as easily as they could have been out right now.
They could be out of the playoffs.
They could be out right now.
Without doubt.
The Edmonton Oil, I mean, if Edmonton loses tonight, that series I think is over. I say that because we don't know until it happens. But it'll be really cool to have both series tied 2 apiece going to Game 5, and just an epic 3-game sprint for each series for each conference final. That'd be so much fun.
Shesterkin for the Rangers back to the New York series. Shesterkin just facing a ton of shots, and without him, this team would have been done there in 4 games. I mean, he's really bailing them out. I would like to see Jonathan Quick get the start in Game 5. The Garden would go nuts. That's not going to happen.
Did you watch any of the intermission with PK Subban trying to
what was he doing?
Mark Messier was about to deck him.
Yeah, what was he talking about?
I mean, I think he was giving a lot of credit to Shesterkin, but not a lot of credit to the team. And Messier was that's right. Messier's got the Ranger vibe, so Messier is going to be the Ranger.
But he's not.
homer.
You know what? He's not been like the VGK homers. He's not been
but he's got Ranger blue blood in him though. That's the thing. His hair's going to raise
He said the structure is good with the Rangers overall, and the coaching. He said the coaching.
No, exactly. But my point is, when you get some, I almost said a word I shouldn't. When you get some idiot,
okay.
Can I say idiot? I was going to say something
Idiot's good. Yeah. That's entertaining.
When you get some idiot
entertaining.
Yeah, and he's not entertaining. When you get some idiot like PK Subban up there, he knows something about the internal structures about the New York Rangers, then Mark Messier just kind of shaking his eye, giving him the evil eye as he's talking. I was waiting for the elbow. I was waiting for just an elbow, just to drop him and call it good. And Mark Messier deuces peace out and go get another job somewhere afterwards.
Bring in Sexy Red for the body slam for the win. That would be really cool. That would be fun.
I was thinking a chair to the back, but yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I want to talk about how dirty this Florida Panther team has been too.
Never mind. Okay.
No, it's okay. We're going all over the map here, but
let's go.
Sam Reinhart at the end of the second period. Was that the end of the second or the end of the game?
Jack Trouba?
Yeah, we got Trouba.
Yeah, okay. Trouba cross-checked him right in the spleen too, or before that. That part's getting left out of that conversation.
But
it was tick for tack, Tony. It was tick for tack.
You always get in trouble for the retaliation, number one. Number two,
playoffs a little different.
That was a bad one in the face. That was bad.
Again, Trouba cross-checked him right. Both players are going or neither player is going. You let the players work it out and let them hurt each other, and the ref can laugh at both of them and call them both idiots as ref skates away.
Coming up right there. On tomorrow's show, we will be grading each player in the ECHL with the Ghost Pirates. I'm sure that you want to tune into that.
Let's see if we get some more Jonathan Marchessault news. I could see some more stuff popping out right now.
What's the PR? What's the spin from VGK now? Now I'm telling you, they say they're going to be quiet. There's going to be some spin. Something has to give. This is
There's going to
great.
be a chair like there's going to be a charity hockey thing today or something happen like out of the blue or something like that, or a human interest story. It's going to pop up really fast to cover it up. Sweep it under the rug.
Right. And all the players, I think, in that street ball are going to be wearing number 81 jerseys. I think that could happen today. We appreciate everyone tuning in. Fridays, WTF, What the Friday. Saturdays, Chris Times Chris Show. Please, please, please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. We do it for all the fans and all of our friends, mostly for our friends, because you're all friends out there. For my man, Chris Golick, I'm Tony Cardasco. You have a terrific day. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights. And please, take care.